OMG. What Bill Maher did to Ivanka Trump last night will make you sick. Make this go viral. Yet again, the disgusting hypocritical liberal elites have shown their true colors. Just a couple of days after Stephen Colbert referred to President Trump's mouth as a cock holster for Vladimir Putin, Bill Maher made a disgusting, awful remark about Ivanka during his show. See video below. Bill Maher said Ivanka performs sexual acts on President Trump in the Oval Office. Watch and then share on Facebook if you stand with President Trump and Ivanka against these sick liberals. This is crossing the line. This isn't the first time Bill Maher has made incestual comments about Ivanka and President Trump. During a stand-up comedy show on November 2nd, he also made a similar joke which drew a lot of negative attention on social media. Thank you for reading us. ABC just screwed themselves with what's seen on live broadcast they didn't know was showing. An ABC News correspondent went live from a crime scene where several other news outlets were present covering the same story they were broadcasting. As the reporter began talking on live television about the events unfolding there in South Carolina, an anonymous witness nearby noticed something going on to the side of the live broadcast. They immediately began taking pictures to point out what some of ABC's viewers may have missed hiding in plain sight on the screen, while others couldn't believe what they were seeing. Mainstream media outlets can't fathom why they have lost so much credibility recently or why their ratings continued to steadily decline. One of the biggest offenders of biased reporting is CNN, but now ABC News is suffering from the same reputation loss in what was caught by an anonymous individual on the scene where they were broadcasting from. Ironically, the photos were shared with ABC's competitor, CNN, who put it out to the public perhaps to avenge their own bad reputation for their questionable reporting. Incidents like this only leaves one to rightfully wonder what else has gone on barely off-screen, right before our eyes while viewers are being told one thing and the real story is what they aren't showing. It's one thing to bend the truth to fit your bias, but it's another thing to go live from what you say is the scene when the whole thing is completely fabricated altogether. This was what ABC News correspondent from South Carolina, Lindsay Davis, was allegedly caught doing on a live broadcast from what she said was a crime scene. But a photo from the side view shows the yellow police tape was just a prop for the news broadcast. While the sickening crime Davis was reporting actually happened, where they were reporting from was something entirely different. A 30-year-old woman had managed to escape her sex offender abductor in the storage container he had locked her up in. The horrifying details and heroism were all very real, but rather than reporting from the scene to get the true story, Davis' broadcast was set up in front of a random field far away from a safe distance, with a short stretch of yellow police tape put there to create an authentic-looking setup. The segment was filmed for the popular morning news show Good Morning America, Angry Patriot Movement reported. Davis was proud of the coverage and shared the segment via Twitter. However, ABC has since taken the video down. The most truthful thing about this fake news circumstance was that ABC News actually admitted to wrongdoing. The most truthful thing about this fake news circumstance was that ABC News actually admitted to wrongdoing. This action is completely unacceptable and fails to meet the standards of ABC News, Julie Townsend, the vice president of communications said, according to Money. As soon as it was brought to our attention, we decided to take the producer out of the field, and we're investigating further. They have reportedly punished the producer responsible and removed all their props from this field where the crime hadn't happened. It's respectable that the station took responsibility for staging this scene, but what if they hadn't been caught? It's doubtful that this is the first time they have reported live from the scene and were nowhere near it, but made it look as if they were to gain credibility. Unfortunately, this single apology doesn't make up for the other lies they were caught in recently. ABC News was also caught lying in April last year when a producer completely fabricated a guest list for an exclusive New York restaurant. This was after the establishment refused to reveal the original, Angry Patriot Movement reported. It is no wonder that the American people do not trust the mainstream media. Polling indicates that the media is trusted less than Congress, with only 6% of Americans expressing confidence in the media. Perhaps the most ironic thing to come from this incident is that CNN calling them out on it was one of their most truthful reports. Regardless of if the tactic to bring attention to this was to gain an edge on their competitor and restore some trust in their own network, even though it's the pot calling the kettle black, the American people are benefiting from mainstream news agencies holding each other accountable. The mainstream media lying to the public isn't new, it's just easier to detect now with modern technology, the internet, and discerning viewers who seek the truth. However, it is an insult to citizens' intelligence to think they can pull these kinds of tricks and dishonesty and nobody will be able to tell, then hiding their own fake news by trying to point the finger at conservative outlets who are willing to tell the truth. It's the dawn of a new news era now that we have a bold leader willing to call them out on their BS and people are waking up to the false reality that the mainstream media is pushing.